Fox News alert, President Trump putting Iran on notice, calling its downing of a U.S. drone, quote, a very big mistake.
I have a feeling that it was a mistake made by somebody that shouldn't have been doing what they did.
Who do you think did that?
I think they made a mistake. And I'm not just talking the country made a mistake. I think that somebody under the command of that country made a mistake.
The big question now, how will the U.S. respond? Daniel Davis is a senior fellow for defense priorities and a retired Army lieutenant colonel with 21 years of active service. So it's great to have you here. So you're no stranger to issues with Iran. We've been here before. What do you think when the president says that he thinks it might have been unintentional or a mistake or somebody doing something that maybe the higher-ups didn't know about? Is that plausible?
Well, I think, like you mentioned just a minute ago, that might be an opportunity to provide an off-ramp to avoid having to use military force, and I could not more strongly concur with that, because I'm just telling you, if we use any kind of military force, this idea of a limited strike does not apply here.
Why?
Because in all probability, they would respond much stronger. We've seen now that they shot down this drone that was flying, and I think that was a warning shot that says if you attack us, probably more of this will come. And that's not a surprise, because they're saying that openly and publicly, that it could be all-out war if they get attacked. And you can certainly understand from their perspective, because this is an existential situation with them. This is not like Iraq. This is not like Syria in 2017, where we can fire missiles and nothing's going to happen. This could spawn an all-out war, which would be catastrophic for the United States.
Could you listen to Senator Lindsey Graham, who spoke about this a little bit earlier, and I'll get your take on it.
We're a lot closer today than we were yesterday, and only God knows what tomorrow brings. If next week they go back into enrichment, putting them back on a path to a bomb, which they were on anyway, then that escalates the tension between Israel and Iran. If they do anything else against an American asset, and this president doesn't respond like Ronald Reagan, then that's a signal to North Korea and the entire world we're all talk.
Your thoughts on his comments there?
Yeah, I'll tell you, if you thought the Iran or the Iraq war was bad, it would be nothing compared to how much this would harm the United States. And I actually heard the senator last night on Fox News talk about how he would recommend destroying fuel stations in Iran, or to destroy their navy. Those are acts of war which will launch us into a full-scale war. The consequences to us, I mean, I'm only interested in how this affects the United States, are devastating, far worse than what we have right now.
Okay, well, can you give me an example of what you mean? Because Senator Tom Cotton, I think last Sunday, was saying Iran should not provoke us because we will respond. Obviously, we're not even there yet. We have members of Congress that are headed to a White House Situation Room meeting.
Right.
So there's a long way to go. But I'm curious, when you say that, tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, and here's the reason why. We keep talking about these acts that they're taking as though they're happening in a vacuum, but they're not, because we are strangling their economy. We're talking about even cutting completely off their oil, and Pompeo and Bolton continue to talk about the military option. They've seen the increase of forces.
So we are backing them into a corner.
Right.
So we're backing them into a corner, and they don't want to lose face, and they are feeling like they have to do something to protect themselves.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening, because, everybody likes to talk about maximum pressure. But when maximum pressure becomes too much pressure, it has a counterproductive result for the United States. We have to provide some kind of diplomatic off-ramp so that there's the potential to lower the tensions instead of only going to war.
Okay, so President Trump has said he's willing to have talks with no preconditions, but negotiating with the Iranians hasn't gone so well in the past. Is now the time to do that?
This is absolutely the time to do that, because I'm telling you, if we don't do that and we do go to war, we can't go back then, and the cost could be astronomical.
Wow, well, we certainly appreciate having you on. Daniel Davis, we'll have you back. Thank you.